Hello there you lovely people, and welcome to the channel. Please consider subscribing as it really will help in the YouTube algorithm. As we're currently experiencing a lot of rain, not today, I thought I would do a video about the drinking water we have available here, the different types, and most importantly, just how safe is it. As we all know, drinking water is very important, as for most of us our bodies are made up of over 70% of water. Now here in Thailand we have two main ways of getting our water. The first being hydrating fruits such as pineapple, watermelon, grapefruit, even tomatoes. And the other way is obviously to drink it. Now for most of us there are two options. We have bottled water and we have water from a dispenser, which is found in most condominium blocks, in housing estates and along the small roads in residential areas. So today I'm going to perform a small test with a TDS meter. Now TDS stands for Total Dissolved Solids, and I'm going to be testing on bottled water, water from a dispenser, tap water, and finally some distilled water, just to give you a perspective on how clean the other water actually is. But first of all, I'm going to run through a little information on the drinking water that we're going to be testing today. Now, when water is bottled for a long period of time, it creates a little BPA, which is a carcinogen and is cancerous. Also, high traces of plastic have been found in bottled water, which is not good, as our bodies simply cannot process it. Now, the other thing which I personally feel is a concern is the fluoride that is added to our drinking water. Now, there was a study carried out in Bangkok where 30 samples of plain bottled drinking water and 15 samples of bottled mineral water were purchased from random supermarkets to be tested. Now, the fluoride content found in the plain drinking water ranged between 0.01 milligram and 0.89 milligram per FL, which is a fluid ounce, and not a great deal at all. And in the mineral water, this was significantly higher. Now, when fluoride is spilled into a river, for example, it's a hazardous chemical. But when it's added to our drinking water and of course toothpaste, it's deemed by our hierarchy that is beneficial to us to prevent tooth decay. Now, how nice of them to take into consideration all those lazy little shits who can't brush their teeth. Now, fluoride has been proven in studies to cause certain bone diseases and skeletal fluorosis, and it also calcifies our pineal gland. Now, some of you may have heard this referred to as our third eye, which allows us to access spiritual data, and it's what gives us our get up and go each morning. Now, the water we get from a water dispenser is essentially tap water that has been sterilised and filtered, but this does not guarantee clean water, as over 50% of the water dispensers around here are long overdue a filter change, and we will see just why later in this video. And then we have tap water, which we all use daily, whether it be in a shower, using it to brush our teeth, or washing our pots. Now, tap water, of course, it contains rust, heavy metals, chlorine, and again fluoride. And lastly, we have distilled water, which is H2O in its purest form. Now, I distill my own water. I use a distilling machine which I got from Lazada for about 2,200 baht, which is about $60 or 50 Great British pounds. Now, if you take your health seriously, then they are absolutely worth their weight in gold. Now, in mine, I use water from a dispenser. It's just 1 baht and you get roughly around 1 litre for that. Now, you can use tap water and you will get the same result, which is pure, clean water. The only reason I choose not to is because the amount of shite that's left over, it's less to clean. It's also recommended to mineralise your water after you distill it. Now, I use electrolytes which I get from 7-Eleven or Family Mart. You can get them anywhere. Now, you can use pink Himalayan salt, which has got over 80 minerals in. Now, if you take that into consideration with what they put in bottled drinking water, which is only about 6 to 10 minerals. Right, so without further ado, let's test his water. Will he be shocked? Let's find out. Okay, so first of all, we're going to test the bottled water. Now, just so that you can see, it's a brand new bottle from the shop and not being opened. As you can see there, it's on 0. So, right, let's try this and see what we get. Right, so as you can see there, in bottled water, there's over 30 dissolvable solids. Now, if you look on Google, you'll be able to find about 10. So just what are the others that are in this water? Right, so now we're going to test some water from a dispenser, which I got on the way down here. And would you look at that? That is quite remarkable. The water from a dispenser is actually cleaner than the bottled water. Now, this isn't the case in all of them, obviously. When I've tested this prior from the dispenser near where I stay, it was around 30. So, I mean, it was actually about the same as bottled water. And here we have some good old tap water, which we all know not to drink. As you can see, we've reset that to 0. Now let's test the tap water. See, the tap water there is 104, so that is clearly not suitable to drink. And lastly, we have the distilled water, which I distilled prior to this test. I have not previously tested this, but let's have a look. As you can see, 0. Absolute pure clean water. Right, so as you can see from the test there, in the bottled water we have around 30 total dissolvable solids. In the water from the dispenser, that was remarkably clean. I mean, that was from a dispenser that I don't actually normally use. I just got it on the way down here. Now, from the one I normally use, you get roughly 30, which is about the same as bottled water. In the water from a dispenser, that was quite a surprise. Now, I don't normally use that dispenser. It's just one that I passed on the way down to where we are today. The one that I normally use, it's roughly the same as bottled water, around 30. Now, as you see by the tap water, which was 110 TBS. Now, obviously we don't drink tap water, but it's just to give you an idea of the quality of the others that we've been testing. And obviously, as you've seen by the distilled water, which was 0, it's absolutely pure, clean H2O, and I cannot recommend enough that people go out and grab themselves a distiller, because seriously, if you take your health seriously, they are worth their weight in gold. Okay, so I'll wrap that up there. Hope this has been of some interest to some of you. I know it will be. I know some of you won't care, but that is your prerogative. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.